149.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. 150 in a minute. Boom.
Just a couple of things before we start. So this performance, like all of our performances, is a relaxed performance. So that just means we have a relaxed attitude to any sound or movement from our audience members. Just for the benefit of anyone who might not be able to be still or silent throughout the duration of the performance. If at any point during this you do want to leave, just head through the doors at the back, grab some water and stuff, feel free to come back in whenever you want. I'll be right here, so you give me a shout if you need anything at all. We've got some audio loop headsets as well, so if you'd like to use them, again, just give me a shout. Lighting-wise, the lights will stay like this, and music, there will be like bangs or anything like that, but there will be some background music throughout. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Here for the next couple of hours.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, welcome to hour 149 of Adventurers Wanted. Adventurers Wanted, what are we doing? This is a tabletop role-playing game. For those of you who don't know what that means, a tabletop role-playing game is a story told by all of us here. Sorry, while the SM runs on stage. We are working together to tell you this story. Two at the moment, there will be three in a second. Players to my left and right are playing characters in this world. The characters that they play do things, and I tell them how well they do that or not, depending on dice rolls. I'm telling the story from the perspective of everything they interact with. So, it's hour 149. I don't think I can really recap 149 hours in about 30 seconds, but I'll do my very best. So, the crew of the Spirit of the Horizon, which are the people sat at these tables, their ship has been taken from their home world through a magical spell, has been transported to a new plane of existence. On this plane of existence, they have made friends, they have made enemies, and they are still trying to get home. At this point in time, they are currently mid-battle with a gigantic snake god that they awakened in a temple, and it has taken some hefty damage. There is currently a whirlpool in the middle of the sea, which the ship is slowly being sucked into, and the characters are all trying to hit this thing as hard as they possibly can. Let's have some stirring battle music, Cat. Maybe something different from last hour, something a bit more punchy. We got punchy? Punchy, okay. In the meantime, can everyone go around the tables and introduce themselves, starting with Grant to my right.
Hi, I'm Grant. My character is Garrison Thief. He is the helmsman of the ship, although there's not much helm left.
Plenty of helm. Full of helm.
That's who the other helmsman was.
That's me, yeah. So I'm here now, it's fine. And I'm a halfling rogue.
I'm Chloe. I'm playing Relora Elanvol. I'm a half-elf bard and also the commander of the ship, though it was only very recently that she was asked to do any real kind of commanding of the ship. And hopefully she will grow into that very, very quickly before we all go down this wormhole whirlpool thing.
Hopefully a few battlefield missions.
Sorry, I'm catching someone up on the core team about what's going on. Hi, I'm Naomi. I'm playing Brina. Brina is the head of arcane research on the Spirit of the Horizon. She is a gnome wizard, which means she's 2 foot tall. She's been dabbling in necromancy. Everyone's found out about it now. It's helpful that she has been.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Considering this snake god is now down to about half health, yeah, you're doing a great job. So to set the scene for you precisely, the ship is currently trying to steer its way around the edge of a whirlpool, which this snake god, a large snake with wings, arms, has been trying to get them to fall into. It is sat in the middle of this whirlpool, watching all of this unfurl, trying to attack and destroy the ship as it goes. Brina, you are currently on...
Hi, Bex.
This makes sense, I promise. A tendril of vines that has grown out of the ship. You are currently halfway on this tendril of vines, which is reaching up towards the snake god, but beneath you is just whirlpool and sucking terrible ocean, and it's really terrifying, and you're probably a bit terrified. Are you a bit terrified?
Like, if this was like 100 hours ago, she wouldn't even be doing this right now. So, you know, there's been real personal growth from Brino. She's gotten a lot more confidence. She is, however, clutching slightly. Not really. She's hugging this vine, and then, like, she's got a hand on a rock that's round her neck. And
what's the rock?
The rock was a gift from Galanos, who I'm sure is fighting valiantly down, who he said to keep it near her if she ever been scared, and she has been scared quite a lot recently.
I'd be
so
scared
she's
too.
She bore a hole in it a couple of days ago and started wearing it around her neck.
Aww.
Yeah.
I wonder if boring a hole in it made it still effective.
It was not
Oh.
a magic stone, it was a normal rock.
Garrison, where are you?
Where am I right now?
Yeah, where are you on the ship? And the situation I just described.
I've pushed Mike out the way, and I've now taken control of my helm.
You've taken the helm back from Mike deGrasse Tyson,
Who was doing really
who
well.
was doing
I don't know why
really
you
well
did
at
that.
it, and you're going to make a strength check to see how well you're managing to keep the ship going.
Oh,
Yeah, it's strength.
Why
Halfling.
did you push him away? This
Well,
is
that
how
music.
we die. It's on, it's just quiet.
13?
13. You're holding the ship somewhat steady, but it is slowly starting to sink towards the whirlpool, and it's not looking great.
Which way is the wind going? Into the sailor?
It's going into the sail at the moment.
Perfect.
Okay. Relora, where are you?
She's currently on deck trying to coordinate various group efforts.
There's no top deck anymore.
Okay, so there's no top deck anymore.
Well,
It's
there's
been
the one
blown
deck,
away.
so
She's
it's the
on
top deck.
whatever is the topmost
This is the
part
second deck.
of the ship. Quite perturbed by the lack of a deck.
Oh yeah, sorry, I probably should have said. The top deck has been completely destroyed by this snake god, and the
And I'm hanging off the vines that are leaning off of it.
and the port side of the ship has been nearly torn in two, so the ship is not looking healthy.
Okay, she's doing her best impression of someone who is okay with all of this. That's what Relora's doing on the upmost deck that still exists.
Well, as we start
Could
this,
the jump back in, considering there's an empty seat?
I mean, if she wants to, she's
Do you
more than
want
welcome
Bex? Do
to.
you want to jump back in? Yeah, that's fine. Come back.
Give us a
Come
toss.
back.
Go for it.
Can I
Wanna-
ask a quick question?
Only if you want a quick answer.
Since you're on its head.
She won't have had any healing.
Oh no, you're not. That's true.
No.
Your rapier is. Thanks, Cat.
It's all right. As the rogue sorts herself out. Yep. The ship.
Have some chocolate.
You're steering it out of the whirlpool a little, but the drag is starting to pull it down. Relora, you note there's some very definite creaking noises from the ship that can only mean one of two things. The ship's getting a really good back rub, or it's starting to fall apart.
Okay, can I just before this moment also, she took one of her potions of superior healing?
That's your action. Fine, take your superior potion, but you get no more actions.
No, a potion is a bonus.
A potion is a bonus.
A
Fine.
bonus is a
Okay.
bonus.
Fine. Fine.
Okay, so I can hear this creaking.
Cannon.
Quick question.
Quick answer.
What is the largest flightless animal that she would be able to polymorph into?
A giant eagle.
Giant eagle. Okay. Natural enemy of the
don't turn
rabid
into a
snake
badger.
god beast.
Snake god beasts are not good with birds.
And it's the snake god primarily that's attacking us.
Yeah, nothing else is attacking you.
Okay.
Apart from the whirlpool it's created under you.
She
trying to
takes
sell that
the
again.
superior healing and she polymorphs into a giant eagle.
When you pull up into a giant eagle, you gain all the hit points of the eagle.
Oh, of course. Okay, she just polymorphs into the eagle.
How many hit points does a giant eagle have? Can someone check that for me?
I
It's on
found.
Beyond. I know it's on Beyond. So, Relora turns herself into a giant eagle. So far, so good. Barina, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast, you guessed it, Blight, please.
Right again.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
Roll your Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Legendary resistance, last one of the day.
Half damage. Okay, good.
Half damage.
Next time I cast this, it's going to be real fun.
You think you're going to get to cast it again? How amusing.
No.
Hang on. You're currently stood on a swaying vine over a whirlpool. I'd like you to make a athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Okay, that's 20, modified 20. Right, so that's
You're
9.
fine.
14.
Brina's so chill about things these days.
Brina's had to do with a lot of stuff. 18 plus 4 is 22. 32, so that is, take that, 16 damage.
16 damage.
Necrotic damage. in
Oh,
fact.
it's now officially below half health.
Woo! Just gotta look up this eagle now.
Thank you.
What's the proper name of the eagle? The
Giant eagle.
Giant eagle. Thank you.
Oh, I've got it up.
Oh, you got it up. Never mind, she's got it up.
Cool.
Right, Deirdre, we're slightly out of turn here, but you'd normally have gone earlier, but you only just arrived. So
Yep,
you
that's
were
fine.
just thrown back into the main cell as it tore you off its own face.
Yes.
She was on its face, then she got torn off it. You are now sort of thanking your lucky stars you were thrown into the main cell and not anywhere else in
Yep.
this entire situation. What do you want to do?
Okay, first of all, I want to wistfully think of potatoes, and then I would like to...
Hang on. Make a... No. no. I think we'll allow you to sting potatoes just
And
as a
I'd
regular
like
thing.
to parkour my way down the mast
Sure.
to basically yell and order whoever is around to reload the cannons again.
It's true, no one was doing
Because
that.
we haven't done that for a while.
Thank you.
parkour
And I don't
down.
have a rapier anymore.
Make your acrobatics roll.
You're on cannons then.
I'm on cannons now.
Parkour. But that acts as a 10.
21.
Rogues. You parkour with ease down the main mast, and you're now back on deck, and you can start shouting for people to get the cannon ready. Make a persuasion check, please.
Surely I have advantage at this point.
Yeah, people have seen you do it. You roll it twice and have an advantage.
Nat 20. I'm not.
All the cannon are reloaded! Some good rolls today, guys. Some good
I
rolls.
like these dice better.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
Yeah,
over
my
the
first
top of
ever set
you,
dice.
two figures come swooping in, and both Sphinx have taken an attack against the snake god.
Oh,
Both
that's
Sphinx
not-
attempt to make an attack against the Sphinx
Oh,
god,
that's
against the snake
not
god, but they
good.
both rake across it and do nothing. The larger male one flies back up while the female one lands on deck. Turns to... Brina, where are you at this point? Oh, you're still on the vine, aren't
Still
you?
on the vine.
She lands on deck. Relora's a bird. She lands on deck and she says, "Anyone, come to me, I can help."
I'll go to it.
And that's
I
all.
can still understand common.
Yeah, you can, but you're a bird.
Well, I can still go close.
I'm going there in a minute.
Sure, but she said that, and that's now the end of their turn.
I know.
The ship is now creaking audibly, and if someone doesn't do something about it soon, it could very well tear apart.
Where has she landed on?
Oh, she's on the second deck, which is now the top deck, which is 2 floors below you, and you're currently steering the ship as well. So
Oh, I know.
I'd be very careful not to stop doing that.
Oh, I know.
Good.
Um,
Hang on. The ship is creaking very, very audibly, and there are problems, but the cannon also get to go. You loaded all the cannon, and you
Yeah.
loaded all of them with that nat 20. So roll me 10d10. No, 8d10.
I know how to get out of polymorph, but it's not fun.
Right.
Really?
Just gonna roll.
Oh, go to 0 hit points. Yeah.
Commit suicide,
Yeah.
essentially.
How many? 8.
8d10.
That is 2,
No,
4.
if it casts it on me. So if I'm spam, I'm just going to fly and pull
Guys.
it. Sorry.
That's 2, 4, 9, 7,
That's 10.
1, 10, 1, 2.
37? I think it's 37. Okay, we'll count it as 37. That's fine. So the cannon go off, and once again, you've aimed them all correctly, and they all blast into it, and it is frustrated and annoyed by all of this repeated cannon fire and not happy about it, and it is its turn.
Can I use any spare movement I have to hide?
Hiding's
You are a
bonus
rogue.
action.
You have cunning action. You may absolutely use your spare turn to try and hide.
Yes, I'm going to try and hide.
Mm-hmm.
Roll stealth. Roll stealth.
Roll stealth, please, yeah.
I'm not going to roll it.
Like you can, but
That goes into a 10, doesn't it?
yes, it does.
So 21.
Yeah, I can't see you. It is very annoyed with you, Brina. And you're still right there on the vine, very close to it.
I don't blame it.
One of the heads one of the heads curls down and looks at you and says, what does it say?
I don't think it says that.
It says, "Why don't you just give up?" I need you to make a saving throw. What kind of saving throw is it? What kind of saving throw is it? It's a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Not the worst, not my favourite.
Mhm.
Okay, is it magic?
It is indeed magic.
8.
8!
8.
You are terrified.
Yeah.
You must take the dash action on your next turn and move away from the creature the nearest available route possible. You make wisdom saving throws at the end of your turn to stop
Oh.
doing this.
How interesting that I have to use my dash action. Okay.
You do? Also, you're not going to do it very well when you're on a slippery vine.
No, I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
I'll be right.
Brina will be fine. Brina will be fine. So that's its turn. Garrison, it's your turn. Do you keep steering the ship? What are you trying to do? How are you trying to get out of this mess?
I command, or I take charge of
You're the helmsman. You can absolutely
I
do this.
take charge of several deck hands to
Yes.
come and give me more strength.
Mm-hmm.
To turn into the maelstrom to gain speed to get out. However,
I love that you know this. I love that you know this. That is the right way to do this. Awesome. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. They will help
Yes,
you, so
Grant.
you will be able to roll with advantage. You are rolling a strength check with advantage to steer into the maelstrom, so you will dip a lot lower, and the angle on deck will become a lot steeper. At which point you will then pick up enough energy, hopefully, with another one to get out next turn. So, do it.
however, can I also call in the Sphinx
Hmm?
to grab another piece of rope which is attached to the ship to give us more momentum?
He did say he had a plan.
I didn't know about the maelstrom until I sat there.
The Sphinx, currently on deck, looks at you and says, I mean, I had another plan, but sure. She goes,
I want the
grabs a
mail.
rope out from the prow, and starts flying straight ahead. You will have advantage on the throws regardless, and what she's doing will have a bearing on this. So, go for it. Make your strength check with advantage.
It's,
With advantage, second roll.
Okay, so 18
18.
plus,
The ship, you all notice this happening. The ship slowly starts to tip very, very precariously as it starts to steer into the waterfall. What's wrong with the helmsman? Surely he's insane. This is never going to work. As you steer down into the waterfall, the god realizes what you're doing and starts sinking back, going, what's going on? Why are they going into my trap? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. And, yeah, Deirdre, what would you like to do? Where are you at the moment?
I'm with the cannons, and I'm gonna stay.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Okay.
+8.
Yep. 19.
The cannon slowly start to roll towards the slightly broken side of the ship. You manage to dodge out of the way. 20 crew members are not so lucky as the cannons slowly just trap them all against this slightly broken side of the ship. And the weight on this side of the ship is becoming a real problem. And the hull is still creaking and trying to tear itself apart. I'm rolling percentile die. Sod it.
What side? What side of the hull has it?
The
rolled
inside.
to?
It's on the
Okay.
inside. There is a very definite creak, and one of the cannons slips into where the crack is and is slowly starting to widen it. And you can. The ship is now actually almost starting to twist itself apart, especially with the speed that's being built up with it now. If someone doesn't do something to fix the ship, it could be gone. Now, very clear. I've just rolled for it. So,
Can't fix the ship.
there is a very definite problem with the ship here. There is worry. Relora, you are a giant eagle.
Yes. Okay, she's got a plan in a little bit, but
Okay.
for now, giant eagle.
Mhm.
Want to fly to the snake god.
Mm-hmm.
I get 2 attacks, one
Yes, you
with my
do.
beak, one with my talons.
Mhm.
So I just want to swoop in, take both of those, and I
Mhm.
think I'm. He'll get an attack of opportunity, but I think I'm going to need to use any movement. I have like 80 feet in a turn.
You do. Do you not have? You don't have flyby. You're too big. Yep. So
Yeah.
flybys in effect doesn't matter. So you swoop in to peck, claw, and literally beat your wings and fly away. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Make your attack rolls.
9.
The pecking does not manage to get to any of the heads.
Jesus, 11.
11. No, you make both your attacks and you start to swoop away again. It gets an attack of opportunity on you with its claw. Does a 20 hit?
If she's not going to be kind enough to do anything,
You
I would
take
shout at her.
13 points of damage
Okay.
as you are flying away. It manages to swipe out and catch you on the wing.
Ship's my priority.
Brino.
Go back to that plan.
I would like to shout to the ranger that was with us, whose name I don't think we've got in.
Mhm.
Tell the plants to bind the ship together, and then I'm gonna run. I'm gonna dash away.
You're scared, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm saying it scaredly, but then I'm running away. I'm dashing and running away, and I'm shouting this as I run past it.
Good delegating.
make an athletics or acrobatics check with disadvantage.
15. 10.
10.
10.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
That's alright. 17 plus 2 is 19.
19?
Yeah.
Good. You start turning and running, saying, just no one can really understand what you're saying because it's all coming out in kind of gibberish. As you go, you slip.
I'll shout it in Gnomish because I'm so scared.
Fine, that's totally fine by me. Was that ranger a gnome? No, she was a halfling.
No,
Doesn't matter.
exactly.
So, as you turn to run, you slip on this rather wet vine. As you slip, you reach out, and the halfling ranger's got you.
Yeah.
You're hanging off a halfling ranger, half embedded inside a vine, hanging over a waterfall that's at a really crazy angle above a snake god. One of those days. Right, so you are hanging there. You can't take any other actions. You can take a wisdom saving throw to stop being scared.
I would like to do that. 9.
It's
No,
not enough.
Oh wait, I've got advantage. There we go. 24.
Yeah,
23.
you're fine. You're absolutely fine. The fear effect is gone. You're not worried anymore about this in the same way that you were.
Still worried.
The
Giant
sphinx in the
snake
front
god.
of the boat is pulling. Her pulling is also affecting the braking of the ship. Make this very clear now. She is pulling as hard as she can, and the boat is twisting and turning, and there's very clearly going to be some problems very soon unless someone does something.
We're trying.
Luckily, the other sphinx is around. He swoops in, lands on the middle of the deck with a lands in, reaches his claws into the deck, and you can see him channeling magic through his hands. You're not quite sure what he's doing, but the creaking sound is still there, but it seems to be lessened. If anything, he seems to have halted the effect, so it's not continuing. That's what the cantrip mending does on a ship.
None of us
Wait.
have mending.
No,
Mending?
I'm sorry, but mending.
I
is
said
a
mending
foot.
earlier as a joke.
Yep, he's holding onto the crack.
He's doing Spider-Man.
Really,
He's doing the.
I'm really annoyed that this sphinx jumped in and did exactly what I said my next time was going to be.
Why don't you do it?
I don't know what your next turn is going to be.
Could you help the Sphinx? That would be really
Let's
good.
speed
He's
up
currently
that
holding the
This
crack in
sphinx
place.
stole my thunder.
He's cantripping that thing like he possibly can.
Still do it.
What a
please.
dick.
This is going way back to like Trip Mitty and Canda and how I felt about those two.
Relora, can Relora just still do it though? Thanks.
We'll see.
I love that during the potential point where the ship that you guys need to continue your mission and do this whole thing is about to break apart, you're concerned about who saved it. Just made that, you know.
I'm not. I want her to do it. I want anyone with mending
He's
to do
done it. He's in.
Not my turn, is it?
He's trying to mend the crack, which means it's not getting any bigger, which is a good start. It's a step in the right direction. It is now the ship's turn. The cannon cannot be used because they are currently willy-nilly all over the place. The weight of them is also part of the problem here. But it is the good Sphinx's turn.
Nah,
He
no,
doesn't
it's
need
not.
to
He doesn't
go.
need to go. He's all
He's
right.
alright. He's gonna hold his action.
He's going to hold his action, maybe.
And hold his action till Brina comes back.
He's not. I'm afraid he's not. Looking at this entire situation and looking at how it's going and feeling frustrated and annoyed and aggressive, he
No.
takes his hands to one side and touches them to himself and casts a spell on himself. Anyone who wants to roll an Arcana check is welcome to.
Oh,
Rubbish with our
27.
Sure.
Nope, that's not telling me nothing.
27?
There was interference. I get to roll again.
I heard it tink off the glass.
Yes.
16.
16.
Surprisingly good for a rogue.
Same roll. Same roll.
15 then.
Well, Brina, you know, unlike these other yahoos, that
It is my job to know.
it's just cast haste on itself.
No.
Yeah, it has. Garrison, it is your turn. What would you like to do? The boat is now listing very, very badly. What is your plan?
We-
It's
so-
picked up speed as it's gone down.
Okay, so I'm now going to turn, basically as I'm coming round,
Yes.
I'll turn out and I'll escape the maelstrom because speed has picked up. Because I've done a full turn and it's going to put me out.
Yep.
Slingshot maneuver. Yeah.
So you're slingshotting the ship by gaining more speed out of going down into the maelstrom, which
Yep.
is how you escape a maelstrom.
Yep.
That is very correct. Make that strength check with advantage.
Yeah, but I've got several people with me, remember?
Advantage doesn't stack.
Several.
Come on. See if the others.
You've got a second roll, buddy.
I know, but it's more a worry of
Is that a nat 20?
No,
No.
close enough.
What was
19.
it? 19.
So an 18 because you have a -1 to strength.
Yeah.
That's true.
Ah.
That's still good. That's still good.
As the ship crests around the inside, you've reached a point now inside the whirlpool where you're now going around the middle so fast that the mast is almost stationary in the middle. The
Oh my
crow's nest
God.
basically isn't moving while all this is happening, apart from rotating on its own axis. Aladane, who is still in the crow's nest, is looking distinctly green.
You
Like,
came
he's
out
not-
of it earlier.
Did he? Well, he's got back into it. Probably shouldn't have. At which point,
What an
it is
idiot.
rotating around this midpoint, and you, with all of your strength, and 2 crew members with you, and with the Sphinx pulling out, just managed to wrench the wheel. There is a hideous creaking, cracking noise as the tiller is pushing against a wall of water. There is a snapping noise up the wheel. That there's a very definite sense that something has gone horrifically wrong here. As the snapping noise goes up the wheel, the ship manages to right itself as the wheel literally snaps off in your hands. As it snaps off in your hands, the angle is correct and the Sphinx is gonna pull, so it should work. But you can't turn the ship anymore.
We're out.
It's
and
a
it
cantrip, guys. There'll be a lot of mending on this ship to sort it out now. It is in a right state. Deirdre, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna tell all the wizards to use I'm gonna try.
No, but
and-
like actually,
but
could
like
you?
also actually doing that, and I'm gonna tell any wizards, magic users.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, I'm notoriously great at these.
Come on, you can do it.
Do you not get advantage for the fact that ship is flying up?
I probably
At this point, everyone's going, ah! Why am I spinning on the spot? It's just
18.
with advantage, so
Oh. Nope.
No.
18.
18. Over the wizards, who are currently all clutching bits of the ship going, because they are being swirled around
They
at a
can cast mending
horrific
while you're
speed.
there.
Go up to them and go, hi guys, can you just cast mending and then we'll be fine. Cool, thanks. And go on to the next one.
Mending.
And they're all there going,
What can't it do?
okay. The ones that don't know how to cast mending are going, but I don't. Not that helpful at all. Some of them start to reach down and cast mending on cracks they can see in the ship, and it's having some effect. But some. Right.
Better than none.
Is there any doing it to my wheel?
No.
Oh, well.
You're 2 stories up.
Stories.
Do I have any action left?
Sure, that was only
Can
a minor
I
action.
Throw a wizard.
reload any of the cannons that
The cannon are currently leaning against
conceivably-
one wall, weighing heavily against a cracked wall with a bunch of people crushed under them. You're not strong enough to do that. You can try. I mean, you can make a strength roll to try and get one of the cannon in place to take a shot, but
I mean, I might as well. at
you
this
may as
point.
well.
While you're
Yeah,
here.
you're welcome to
While
try.
I'm there.
You're absolutely welcome to try.
Big roll with that
You are.
minus
I
one
know what I
strength.
need.
18.
That's 19, so 18.
18. You, with all your little halfling strength, make your way
I've
over on
eaten
the
a lot
cannons.
of potatoes.
Eating a lot of potatoes. You reach over and grab one and start to just like drag it across to try and be of use against this thing. As you drag it across, Brina,
no.
what do you like to do?
Oh, good. Okay, that's not too bad. How far away am I from the snake god?
Where are you at the moment?
The ranger's got me, so I need to.
You
pull
are
myself-
hanging.
Can I do a strength check?
You are hanging off a vine that is literally reaching into a whirlpool. The ranger's there going, You're there going, It's not a great situation. I think most of your turns have been taken up with not dying. So what would you like to do?
Well,
Not die.
what can I do to get sturdy on this vine?
Make 2 strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics checks to A, not die, that's the first roll, and B, get back on top of the vine.
Okay, well let's do acrobatics to not die.
Right?
7. How far do I have to fall? Will it be a turn? Can I cast Dimension Door to get myself the...
Why can you do that first?
When do you do that?
You
Robin?
are a very, very lucky person.
Oh!
Because
No luck.
you try and hang on, but you feel your grip weakening. And suddenly the one hand is joined by another one. You're being held by 2 hands.
Good.
So you get another chance to not die.
Okay,
Do
great.
you want to tell her to get the vines to go around you so you're also
That would have been
safe?
smarter, I think. Yeah.
That would be
Oh
maybe.
no. Oh no.
Confirm, please. Confirm what I just rolled.
That is a 1.
Can I please cast Dimension Door as my action?
Brina, you are doing your best to hang on to this arm, but it's just too slippery, too wet. There's water everywhere, and you fall.
Dimension Door? No, not this turn. Next turn.
It's the Sphinx's turn. She
Yeah.
manages to pull you. She manages to pull the boat in this way that's going, and the turn is there, and you are just slingshotted.
You've got its stacks now.
The tiller has turned, and like an arrow, the ship zooms out of the maelstrom. It gets pulled away at a tremendous pace, away from the god, away from the water, away from everything. Yes.
Not to be. Sorry, when was my turn meant to be?
She hasn't had a turn for
Because
ages.
the Sphinx did mending after me.
It's true. I missed your turn. We'll come to it in a second.
So you save me.
Oh, how fitting. As the boat is slingshot out and makes its way out of the maelstrom, out of danger, Relora, your giant eagle form watches the boat just go right past you, and you see Brina falling below you.
Yeah, I tried to.
I'm 2 foot. I'm 2 foot high. Remember?
I know, and I'm trying to think if I've ever seen you cast Dimension Door before, or if I know that you have that kind of power.
I don't know if you know or not. I can't remember if I've cast it around you. No, I've only cast it once. I know exactly when I cast it. It was during.
But you've read our logs.
I don't keep logs.
I'm not gonna let her die.
I've only cast it once.
I'm
and you
guessing
have.
she's so low that my main option is to try and grab her with my talons rather
Yes.
than swoop underneath. I tried to get Brina in my talons.
Make an attack roll. You're not trying to hit her to sky, you're just trying to hit her to grab her.
So it's an attack, it's not like dex.
No, it's an
But
attack
it's
roll.
non-lethal.
It's not lethal, you're just trying to grab her.
16.
What's your armor class?
14.
Oomph! You've got her.
Okay.
You are currently about 20 foot underwater with a whirlpool all around you.
Oh,
Under the water level. Under the level of water. You've got her. You've moved about 10 feet to get to her.
Yeah. What I want to be able to do is, I assume, can I see, am I looking at the or am I facing the inside edge, as it were, of the ship?
And the snake god's above you.
Up and
Snake
out.
God's above? Oh, Jesus. What I want to do, just basically tell me if this is too many turns or that kind of thing.
You have another 70 feet of movement.
Yeah, I want to fly up to where the ship is, drop Brina on deck, and then I want to clamp my talons, if possible, either side of where the ship's cracking in the middle, and like grab onto the ship in my giant eagle form. And then I've already used an action to grab her, so I can't do any cantrips.
To get that far, you have to get past the snake god. Flying into its range and out again will give it an attack opportunity against you.
If I change out of an eagle during this, will I still be holding Brina?
Arguably with your feet.
Okay. Yeah.
No, that's not good.
No, that's fine. I do that.
So you make to fly out.
Yeah.
You don't change back into human form. Actually, can you from polymorph?
No, I'd have to kill myself.
Cool. Okay, so you
That's for an hour.
grab your gnome friend as you both fall towards this hole in the sea. You start to swoop up and make your way out. And as you're swooping, the snake god sees you and just rakes towards you.
You're gonna have to roll really poorly.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes, that hits. I have a very low armor class as an eagle. A weirdly low armor class for a giant eagle.
Doesn't have any armor.
I think just naturally.
That's a 15.
Okay, I've transformed back into human form. And I'm holding
With a swipe, the eagle form sort of pops.
I can't take you with my dimension door. Sorry, carry on.
And as the eagle form pops, you two are floating in midair. There's momentum because you were flying straight up, but you are very much floating in midair in front of this thing, looking at the two of you as you're both in midair before the next action.
You can only take a creature the same size as you or smaller. I'm a gnome.
Well, it's fine.
At which point, it tries to reach out and grab both of you with its tail.
It's pretty good at grabbing.
Grabby.
If it grabs me, I can vampiric touch it.
Oh.
What are your armor
Win-win.
classes, please?
Mine is 15.
Mine's 14.
You are both grabbed in its tail.
I would like. Can I do customize?
To not be grabbed by it,
Yeah. Or is that?
you'd have to beat a 29.
Yeah.
So you are both grabbed up, both together, wrapped in this bundle of its tail as it lifts you up in front of its face, leering down at you both.
Uh-oh.
You both take...
Has less eyes to leer at you.
I might die.
So
You both take 23 points of damage.
I'm unconscious.
Relora's unconscious.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm not fine, but I'm fine.
This is why I said I was going to take that healing potion before I turned to an eagle. And I stupidly didn't.
Garrison. The ship is out of this thing. You can't see the snake god. It's too far down. You can't. All you see is the hole in the water that you've just managed to get yourself out of, and you see that the ship is basically starting to be mended up by wizards to not sink, but it's still in a pretty rough shape. The sails still work, but there is no tiller.
So I can't turn.
What would you like to do?
So the snake god is currently in the gaping hole in the ocean.
Yep.
What was that spell you used earlier, Bree?
Which spell?
You can't cast spells. You're a rogue.
I've got plenty of wizards on board that can.
What, the one that hurt it?
The one that closed the maelstrom.
The one that got to spell magic? Oh yeah, people on board have to spell magic.
You want to ask someone on board to cast Dispel Magic?
Find Violet.
Yeah, but that means I'm essentially sacrificing you two under the ocean because you're grappled by it. So I'm thinking ahead. However,
We're not in the maelstrom.
Yes, you are.
You are
Are we?
because
Oh,
you're
okay.
attacked.
Yeah,
holding you.
don't do that, please.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying to think ahead of can several of them create dimension doors? Oh wait, no, they can't. Too far away.
No, we're less than 500 foot away.
Oh,
I'm gonna push you for time.
can I ask the wizards on board to create dimension doors to bring them back?
I mean, you can ask, but none of them want to.
They'll do it for
Wanna
the captain. Do it for
persuade
the commander.
You have to persuade them. I mean, that you'll ask them to teleport into the clutches of a gigantic god thing that you've been hitting for ages and done little. It's still
Well-
looking fine.
We're one team. Biscuit for a biscuit.
I mean, honestly, which wizards do we know that can cast Dimension Door? Because the standard wizard can't.
I'm
Plenty of wizards.
Alistair Vonderkamp can do teleportation.
You need to charm a bard, my friend.
Alison Voldemort can do a teleportation circle. He doesn't
As
have to leave the
can,
ship.
Jeffrey Wigglebottom.
Jeffrey,
I saved Jeffrey.
Jeffrey and Alistair have teleportation circles.
Where's the circle going to go?
And they have bravery.
Around us.
Jeffrey actually has Dimension Door because I
Sweet.
saw him use it
Yep.
with the Blink Rex, and I helped save him from that Blink Rex.
So.
I mean, if we want to save characters with NPCs, fine.
They're on board.
They are
they're
on
crew.
board. Of course they're on board. Yeah, make a persuasion roll. It's all down to your persuasion roll.
He's at half health with these. Yeah. No, that didn't work.
What did you roll?
9!
9?
Oh wait, do not get advantage.
No.
Why would you get advantage on this?
Because
You try and find
anything,
Jeffrey
you'll
Wigglebottom
get
and the other silly named NPCs on board ship. And they can't be found right now because the ship is basically a bomb site. So you're not sure where they are. You look for them, you try and talk
It
to
was
people
a
and
nice
ask them.
idea,
But
though.
at this point,
yeah,
there's nothing much you can do. Deirdre, what would you like to do? You're now on board, on deck of the ship, and you're out of this maelstrom situation. The
Okay.
wizards around you are trying to heal up the ship as best they
Cool.
can with mending and
Fantastic.
trying to fix it.
Great.
What do you do?
Peel some potato. No.
You don't have a peeler.
I don't. Oh my god.
Your
I don't
peeler
even
was
have a
used.
rapier. I can't even peel them. Well, that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
There are lots of men around you. You could command, persuade.
How
Men and women, sorry.
People.
How's the cannon situation looking? 'Cause
There are
we're back to.
Yeah, there are still 8 cannon. They're looking a bit battered, but they're probably still good.
Can I reload and fire cannons?
You can certainly help them reset the cannons and help them to
Reset
reload.
and reload.
But at this point, you don't know where the attack's going to come from, so you have to do sort of assume it's one direction or something. That's the only thing you can do.
Okay. Gonna.
Don't assume it's one direction though, because Harry Styles it.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know what's more painful, being unconscious or that joke.
Didn't hear it. You're unconscious.
I don't know what else to do. I can't help you guys. I don't even know that you're
Just get
dying
him to fire the
on
cannon.
other side of the ship.
Get him to fire the
Let's-
cannon.
You don't know.
Let's just do the cannon fire thing. Let's
Mhm.
reload and sort out all the cannon and that nonsense.
Mhm.
Cool.
Roll me a persuasion check again to help people, to get people to help you do it, because if you do it on your own, it's a strength check and it'll take you ages.
Yeah, that's gonna be, and I'm really small.
Yeah.
Probably can't do it.
Yeah.
Fine. We'll just. I don't manage it. I got a nat 1. I don't manage it.
Oh, you
I think
really
to try and
don't
get
manage
people to
it.
help you, to try and get everyone to help you fix this situation and sort it out, but you're not getting very far with it. They're kind of like, they're just getting used to the idea they're no longer sideways. Like, they're not doing so hot. You managed to talk some of them into the idea of this, but they're not really helping you yet. You still need more turns to get the cannon reset and ready to
Keep
go.
trying it though,
Yeah,
because
that's
it was
fine. That's
working.
all I've got.
Relora, you're unconscious. Please make a death saving throw.
I'm also gonna hide things.
You get one success.
One success.
Yep, one success. You are not as bad as you
Yes,
could
it's
be
best.
right
It's
now.
not best out of 3, it's first of 3.
Brina, you are still being grasped by this thing in its tail. It's leering down at you both, looking down at you both with a kind of angry insouciance that you managed to get it down to this point in its health. It's a god, and you guys are puny little mortals.
I know I can't save Relora, so I'm like, I can't take her away with me, so I'm going to try and get access to a healing potion and give it to her.
Oh, even better.
Roll an athletics check, please.
Athletics?
Yeah, you're being grappled.
Oh no. That's 6.
Yeah, you try and wiggle, but you are locked in right now. You are restrained, so you can't really move that well. You are basically stuck next to your friend who's been crushed against you as well.
That's my action, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
At which point, there is a flash of energy, and in front of you, in front of your eyes, you can't see, you're unconscious, the female sphinx appears out of nowhere. Can teleport 120 feet in occupied space, it can see, perfect. It appears above and dive bombs down into the snake god and just pummels it with its claw.
I really hope it doesn't drop her.
Yep. And it hits it. She hits it, I'm sorry. And yeah, she hits it resoundingly, both claws raking across the back and the heads of the snake god, which squeals, doesn't lose its grip at all.
Oh,
It
good.
is desperate.
Never thought to say that. Oh good, it didn't drop us.
It is holding on to you and starting to get annoyed and wants to fight back and doesn't really know what to do. At the same time, happens again, and the other sphinx appears. And he roars. Yes. He roars loud, and you can hear it back on the ship, this unearthly, almost dragon-like bellow, and it's leonine, it's aggressive, it's horrific. You guys are too far away to be affected, but the god snake looks terrified.
Good.
The cannon not reset, so the ship doesn't have any actions. The ship can't really turn, because it can't. Are the sails still up?
They are, because the main mass is still there.
It slowly goes further and further away from the whirlpool.
But we've turned away from the wind. They turned into the wind, and now we've come out.
Yeah, so here's the whirlpool.
Yeah, but I've not got the wind at my back. Because how whirlpool works is the pressure going down, therefore it's going that way.
Why
I've
are
come
you
out.
talking him out of us
Sorry.
moving away from the whirlpool?
Because we are moving
thought he was
away
talking,
with our natural speed, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
From what I've determined.
You're
from
moving
seeing
away from the whirlpool at natural speed. And
it, well,
as,
the momentum we built.
yeah, it's true.
So therefore we'd slowly gradually
yeah,
slow
okay.
down.
And it's out of legendary resistance, so it can't do the fear effect. Yeah. So the ship is slowly making its way further away.
I wish I could blight it, but I want to save Relora so bad.
At this point, the snake god beats its wings and flies 80 feet straight up. It is now visible outside of the whirlpool, and it is flying away. It takes no actions because it is terrified, and it is flying away. It makes another wisdom saving throw. No, it's still terrified. Garrison, what would you like to do? You see this thing flying up as you guys are making your way away from it.
Has the maelstrom suppose now
Nope.
he has moved away. Okay.
That lasts for a day. No concentration required.
I would try and summon the Sphinx back to use the same idea we had before and turn the ship and pursue.
You want to summon the Sphinx?
Well, as in bring them back because they're there.
They're a long way away from you.
Not that far.
They are. They're a good 120 feet away from you.
I'll wait.
Your wave. They're under the level of the mountain. They can't see you, dude. No, got to take another action. What's it going to be?
Come help me with the cannons.
Hmm?
Come help me with the cannons. It's the only thing that seems to be really hitting it.
They won't reach. So that cannons or everyone on the ship because I'm the only commanding officer as far as I'm
Cool.
aware.
Fabulous.
The only one who's...
The captain's on board the ship.
He seems to be very ineffective during this, I might say, though.
He's under rubble,
I mean,
therefore I've assumed
what you
command.
guys, what you notice
Don't
as you
tell
make your way down and start giving people orders, what you notice is that the captain's cabin is strangely unaffected by this entire experience. If anything, it's still exactly the same, with the decks ruined, the cabin's still there, and the door's shut.
Therefore, I'm assuming command because the captain is absent
Sure.
temporarily.
Gwendolyn Skull's nowhere.
Oh, he's pissed as a fart somewhere. Doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, he'd be fighting. He'd be with the cannons. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn Skull.
He's probably under one of the cannons at the moment. Yeah.
And
That's fair.
order everyone to group the cannons together and point it towards the snake god.
Towards the snake god. Lovely. Roll me a persuasion check.
15, persuasion, 17.
That's more than enough. Yeah, they agree. They agree to help. They look at you and go. "Ah." Everyone starts moving the cannon around, trying to get them in a position where they can be fired again. That's no problem at all. Deirdre.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can we fire the cannons? Are we in range?
No.
Anywhere even close to being in range?
No.
That's what I asked.
120 feet that way. 80 feet that way. 140-ish.
Yeah. That's
Load
not
the
right.
mortars.
You haven't got mortars.
Try.
What would you like to do?
There's nothing for me to hit or do anything with. What do I want to do?
I'm going to press you for time slightly.
She can't mend the wheel.
That's what he could have
I'm a
done.
cook. I'm gonna try and persuade some wizards to come and help me mend the wheel. Because he's told me it's broken. Because otherwise he would be at the wheel.
Yeah,
Because I'm part of the crew, so I know his character.
and I've taken.
Make a persuasion check.
But one for the GM, one for one for the crew.
16.
Yeah, you managed to convince the wizards to come with you and use their mending powers on the wheel. At this point, you realise that the wheel and the entire, what's it called, drive shaft, everything is shattered. There is no way of... They can start at the top and make their way down, but it's going to take them ages and probably won't work.
They can try.
So the wheel is busted, but it's good that we know that now.
Okay, cool.
You've done something. Relora, another death saving throw, please.
Or
That's one failure as well. Brina, you are still held in the clutches of this thing's tail. It is hightailing it. You are now 80 feet above the ocean. The ship is about 140 feet from you at a diagonal. The Sphinx don't seem to have followed yet.
I'm not. How far away from the ship are we?
140 feet.
Cool. I'm not leaving Relora until the very last minute. Right. I'm gonna try and get her healing potion out again.
Uh-huh.
4, 9.
Honey, you are a magician.
I'm trying.
Cantrip, mage hand, anything like that?
No.
You haven't got mage hand.
No, I don't have mage hand.
And it's not... Unless it's grip on us at all due to being frozen.
No, not at all. It's just trying to escape.
The thing is, I could dimension door out of here and abandon her, but I'm not going to do it.
That is a very good point. The Sphinx are both flying after the snake god and are both clearly realizing the situation is not great in terms of that. Neither can cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah. It's annoying, because if Brina was...
If I was unconscious, this
I
would be
wouldn't
fine.
need to get a potion.
No, you wouldn't. You could just dimension door us out of there. It would be fine.
Well, also, I could also, like, I don't have to get a potion to cure people's wounds.
But you could dimension door us out of there and then cure me on the ship. That's what's really frustrating about the
if it's gonna
situation.
make you feel any better, guys, if you do manage to get back to the ship, there are a load of potatoes waiting for you.
Right, here we go.
One's peeled, one.
That's what
The
she's trying to
Andros-
look
Put him
for
in a
right now.
The Andro-Sphinx goes first and roars again.
Oh no.
Come on.
I really hope it doesn't drop us. Oh, yeah, I guess I can choose the occasion. Oh no, has it dropped us?
No.
No.
The Sphinx roars again. The god is still frightened, which means the second effect of its roar takes place. And the snake god is paralyzed. It stops flying. Just and slowly starts to crest as it starts to fall. And I mean fall fast. And that's the point where we're going to stop this for now. Thank you, Kat, if you could let us out.
That loop says it all. Thank you so much for joining us for this hour. As I say, we are here until the end of the event. It's 250 hours altogether. Every day apart from 24th and 25th, we do 10 to 3 and 5 to 10 on every other day. You can catch us live streaming at twitch.tv/adventureswanted and live tweeted at adventurers today. So you can find us on all of those. Tell your pals, come again, come and watch, come and play if you want to, and just jump on board with this. Does anyone want to plug?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to plug my friend's show. I'm going to plug Agony Uncles at Barbados every day at 9:15 for free. Women in STEM. It's really cool. They solve your problems with the suspicious application of science.
I'm plugging a show. It's a bit of a bad plug. I don't know when it's on or where it is, but it's part of the Free Fringe and it's really good. It's called Jamie Saves the World. And my fake plug is Chris Hislop Kills My Dreams.
Do you want to plug your thing as well?
In
Yeah.
more ways than one, people. In more ways than one.
Like actually.
As well as doing a feature set on the 19th at 6:10 at the Black Market Room 1. I'm also going to plug my friend's show, which are the Loud Poets. Last year during the Fringe, they did a poem called D20, which I feel like is pretty appropriate for you
Yeah.
guys. They're a massive bunch of nerds. They're really great guys. And it is at 9 p.m. every day at the Scottish Storytelling Centre. Lovely.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for joining us. We got really much to do.
Thank you.
I need to eat. While I'm eating, I'm going to check our ticket size.
Thanks.